This is Robert walking in glory, like the old Sultan.
So we are in the Imperial Palace in the gardens, and I'm trying to capture this little area here. I'm gonna do some snapshots if we're further along. Let's see how we do this. So the architecture on this one is pretty tricky. There's a lot of differences and movements in perspective and also in the angles. Here, I don't know if in the camera you can see in there capturing those parts, and I have a little bit of issue showing that. So if we look at what we have here, so this is my pre-sketch. I try to note down some of these, also the windows, how they fit in there. Here I didn't map this out all of it yet, but I think I'm just gonna start working with my pen, and I just do my technique of a lot of scribbles that will sort of indicate detail, and then people can imagine themselves. The tree is nice. I was trying to fit in, this is much wider than what I drew here, but so I was trying to fit in all of it, and then here you can see that because of that I had to squeeze it, but I'm okay with that. It's a little bit of artistic liberty, right? And then we'll see how I solve that problem there. So I started from left going towards right, just because I know I'm not gonna smudge it, but just from drawing with pencil I'm used to drawing from left to right, so that's what I'm doing with my fine lines as well. As you can see, I just made some ideas of windows, so if we look at that, you can see much more detail, but just the scribbly nature of drawing gives some of the details. I threw in a couple of what was it, stone, rock, maybe brick texture here in the wall. There's going to be this, and I'm curious, I don't know yet how much of the foliage or the leaves of the tree I'm going to draw in here, because I feel the markers do a good job, and I will come back later with the darker markers. This is the C1 that I work usually with, but I think it might be a neutral one, not sure, but either way it's the lightest marker that I have with me. I feel like the baseline here, so I have to adjust this a little bit to go along with here, so I will have to see if the baseline is correct here, but now slowly I'm coming towards this area, which is going to be the more interesting area to detail, and I'm pretty sure that later I will come back and maybe add a couple more scribbles here and there just to push that feeling of detail. Okay, so we're a little bit further along. I tried to add some humans for scale, but I think I made them way too big. It's fine now, nobody has to know. Here in the background for the details, I'm trying to keep my lines thin. I might just do some of these with the markers in the end, because I need to make lines like these here, these, some of these lines thicker, so you can see the overlap. It's something they always talk about, lines where there's overlap, they should be thicker. And I did connect, instead of adding in the beginning, I just started adding a little blobs for the leaves. I started connecting a little bit longer lines, and then the blobs going to be the marker pieces. Yeah, and that's it for now, so I'm just going to continue here. This is the hard part is starting there, and I also did a little bit leaf. I did a bit of the little lake here, so yeah, fun so far. Alright, so I think I'm mostly done for now with the fine liner. As you can see, the detailing here on the rock, which are sort of these fine holes there. I just did a little bit of crisscross here, and I even left it out as I went to this side. I might fill it a little bit in later. Let's see how it works. I will probably come with a little bit of a dark in here, so I have my brush pen, which gives me really nice organic shapes. As you can see here, like this is pretty nice and dark, a line, so I will try to do that, and also maybe bring a little bit dark back there. And then the tree, I will give a couple of splotches here as well, because this organic thing gives some really nice area there. So that's the plan for now. I'm gonna do a little bit of black here, and then I'm gonna start with markering it up a little bit more. So I added a little bit of background with the grays, so I didn't want to go with a black fine liner there, just to really push it into the background, and I think it works okay. It's some trees and a building there. So basically this is the Baghdad Pavilion, and I forgot what the name of that pavilion was, but it was another one, and then we have some trees there, and then to push all of those in the background, that's why I just did them with a bit of grays. I don't have too many grays with me. I only have C1, C2, C4 and C5. I wish I would have a C3. to do a nicer in between. So most of this gray is C2, and then I have a mix of C4 and a bit of C5 there. As I said, I came in with a darker one here. I feel I need to go over with a C2 here as well, just so these grass patches pop a little bit more. As you can see, there's a nice round grass here and there, so I will probably go in there and then maybe come in with a fine liner and do a little bit of detailing here and there. But I feel like I'm pretty much where I want to be. These windows might need a little bit more love, and then maybe this part here. So if we look up there, there is quite a bit of detailing there, and the windows pop a bit more. So maybe I will come back with a white gel pen if I have the time. We shall see. Here we go with the final sketch. As I said, I did the grass here a little bit. I came in and added a little bit of shadow to the building, and also with the trees. Trees were interesting because you always have these lights going through their crown, of course. So that was nice to try out. I never really did that before, so that was a little bit of fun. One thing that I forgot to mention with the detailing, if you see these and these underneath the thing, so there's actually quite a bit of detail there and there, but I decided to just simplify that. It still sort of conveys the message, and it is fine like that. And then we added a signature and the place where we were drawing, and yeah, I am pretty happy with this. I hope you enjoy this little in and out of this drawing process, and maybe you learned something as well. I hope so. Bye bye.